Yeah! What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to our broadcast. This is RGL.GG, and we have the grand finals of Traditional Sixes Season 2 ahead of us. Froyotech versus 100 Beasts. It has come down to this, and well, I am one of your hosts, one of your commentators for the evening. My name is Eckstein. We are joined by Dolphin once again on production. And I have a duo of guests. Just some quick introductions. First off, joining me, Mustard Overlord. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, Eckstein. Ready for a match that hopefully can live up to the one yesterday, which is pretty awesome to watch.
Yeah, speaking of that, also joining me is Sandblast. How you doing, Sandblast?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Can't wait to commentate this good game.
Maybe we should touch on that real quick as a good way to segue into the 100 Beasts. You wanna talk about that real quick from your perspective? That was a very hype match from my perspective.
Yeah, last night was crazy. I mean, obviously Gully Wash was a little bit of a letdown just because that's not our stronger map, but 100 Beast is a phenomenal team. They definitely bring some of the highest level of North American TF2, and I didn't think, obviously I assume people expect that, but they saw a couple people off classing like Jay on Scout and probably didn't think much of it, but they're still a phenomenal team. They obviously have a win on Froyo this season, but playing against them, it's awesome. I mean, they have such a very different style of TF2. They have a much more coordinated, they have probably, in my opinion, the most coordinated soldiers in North America, even more coordinated than Froyo, obviously with Blaze. Has a little bit to do with Blaze kind of leaving for his own personal reasons, and having Patty come in at the last second for playoffs. Their soldiers are super coordinated. 100 Beasts is a phenomenal team, and I hope that, especially on Granary, which is a map that historically 100 Beasts is good on, but did recently take a loss against Froyo in the upper bracket finals. So it'll be interesting to see how 100 Beasts can turn this around, because historically it's been a good map for them.
Yeah, let's run down their roster real quick. It's going to be 404 on the Medic. Their demo man tonight going to be bot mode, Showstopper and Ash, the soldiers that you mentioned. Their scout pair, Yite and Jay. To run down that Froyotech roster, they have Cookie Check as their medic, Habib on demo man, Yomps and Patty on soldier. Banny going to be their scout, and Eric partnered up with him. Mustard, some thoughts on the Froyo roster?
Yeah, I think Froyo is a little bit weaker than they were with Blaze, just because I think Blaze is such a great enabler of other players on his team. He's like the consummate role player. It doesn't matter if he goes 5-20 in a match. He's always, I know it's sort of a meme to say, but he's always creating space for the rest of his team. And I think there's been a bit of an adjustment playing with Patty, who's more of like a carry-oriented player, but I do think they're still, the team to beat. I mean, 100B, I agree with Sandblast, is a phenomenal team, and yet still in the upper brackets, Froyo was still able to win decisively, which is why, for any of those people wondering, they have a one-map advantage. But
yeah,
I do think the maps make this series very interesting. For those not in the know, we're starting on Granary and then moving to Viaduct with Gully Wash and Snakewater if necessary. With Granary being picked by 100B, which, as Sandblast pointed out, is a map that that Froyo has beaten them in the past. 100B is very good on Granary with that double soldier aggression, but Froyo has beaten them. And on the flip side, Froyo picking Viaduct, a very odd choice. My theory was that it was more of a punish pick. They think 100B doesn't really play this map that much. But I don't think Froyo, like, people remember Froyo a couple years ago, like the Froyo of old being unstoppable on Viaduct. They're not that team anymore. They really don't play it that often, and I don't think of them as one of the best Viaduct teams that we have. So I think that's a map where, and I'm not to give too much insight information, but both teams struggled with their pregame scrim on Viaduct. So that one could come down to who's rustier on the map, honestly, rather than like the very top tier execution. Whereas Granary, I think both teams are really, really good at. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, that's certainly some good points there as well that bring out like an interesting dichotomy between those two maps, because Granary is kind of like the old school map that hasn't been played much and feels kind of static. And then, last night I did have Banny in the commentary booth with me, and one thing that he mentioned is that they haven't had a whole lot of chance to scrim against 100 Beasts over the season. And Product, also, kind of an old school map, but one that feels like there's always a lot of innovation on it. It's one of these TF2 maps. I was chatting with some people about Sunshine today. One of these TF2 maps that's like really simple, but its simplicity just opens up like so many just kind of straightforward options for teams and how they approach the map. Sandblast, you have some other kind of like follow-up thoughts on this map pool that we have here tonight?
I mean, if obviously Froyo starts 1-up because it's coming from winner side.
Mm-hmm.
If it can get to Gully Wash, there's a big chance that 100 Beast can close it out. Their Gully Wash is, in my opinion, is their best map, by a long shot. I just feel like that map is gonna enable their soldiers the most, especially with a duo as coordinated as Showstopper and Ash. Those two have been playing together for so long. If they're able to play on maps like Granary is another one of those maps that can really enable Showstopper and Ash, anything that can push those players forward to have a higher level impact than Yamps and Patty, who are already two individual high impact players, but the coordination that they have is unmatched as of right now. Like I said, I think they're the best duo in North America for soldiers right now. Just how good they work together, and if they can get it to Gully Wash, if they can sneak a win on Granary or Viaduct and take it to Gully, Snakewater's a map that can go either way. I mean, Froyo, I'm not. That used to be not one of their better maps or not their best map back in the day, but they've kind of shown more faith on it. With the better iterations, especially with how it is right now. This is arguably one of their better Froyotech rosters that they've had in seasons past. But if they can get it to Gully Wash or Snakewater, it could honestly go either way. Just because that 100 Beasts are very confident on process. That's a map that they know they could pretty much go to and beat any team in the league on. And Snakewater, to me, just kind of plays a little bit similarly in just how they kind of go into transitions, which may be a little odd. Just for me personally, I just feel like they're a very similar map into how the flow really goes from pushing in and out of last, how the mid fights start and develop. But it'd be interesting to see it go to all the way to Snakewater. That'd be pretty awesome.
One more quick note on that Gully Wash. Yesterday, Banny commented on it as well, and certainly was a noticeable feature of the 100 Beast push into last. What was the deal with that Showstopper heavy weapons?
It's just
what do you think's the counter to that? Do you think that was really effective? I mean, that seemed to have a good kind of edge, on their pushes.
I mean, heavy on, especially on a map like so. Here's how you have to see how Gully Wash lasts. Yeah. Heavy is very, very, in my opinion, that's one of the. So it's hard to say. It's a very hard double-edged sword, but 100 Beast plays it perfectly. It's because of how small the last is. So the damage on the minigun has such severe fall off. Once you can get the heavy who's just running in, especially with the Tommy Slob with the 20% fast rev up default, if you can just give him a quick flash with Critials to a full 450 buff, coming out of spawn, having to kite out of spawn, being on the back foot, and not even having Uber in a lot of situations, that can do a lot of damage really quickly because of how small the last is. Not a lot of people understand that. It's because instead of shooting across like Process is a very big last. It's very, very wide. Gully Wash last is a lot more, I would guess, like more, everything's just smaller. It's like a small box. And the minigun is so powerful there because there's not a lot of damage fall off. You're hitting players for 20, 30 damage per shot in that, and that is insane. And you have to either shoot the heavy the entire time or everything has to die around him within 3 or 4 seconds so that all that damage, denying your soldiers, your demos, your scouts. It was something that caught us off guard really, really severely. We did not know how to counterplay into it, and also getting mid to lasted against it is extremely scary. Because if you get wiped on them by mid and Showstopper dies, he's already on heavy. He's gonna spawn heavy and take it to last. That's why it's so scary playing against that team on Gully Wash, which is something that my team wasn't ready for, which is unfortunate. But obviously, Froyotech watching it is going to be ready for it. And I want to see how the best team in the world for years now can actually adapt to something like that. Because not a lot of teams really have done that since the low pander days where they kind of just run a heavy into last or mid or anything like that.
I think one thing that was really noteworthy, me as a spectator watching that heavy, is part of the reason it was so effective is 100B is such a selfless team. Like, the players who weren't Showstopper and weren't 404 were perfectly willing to like sack in to do a ton of damage or just to draw people onto the point to make it just so much easier for that heavy to clean up. Like, it wasn't that like they were falling back to the heavy, but like 4 other lit players were standing around the medic and they just couldn't re-enter the fight. They were like fully committing to make space for the heavy. And I think that's such a microcosm of what's so good about 100B is that every single one of their players is like comfortable just setting up their teammates to succeed. I think that's a really tough balance of roles to strike on a team. And one of the things Froyo is, I think, struggling with recently compared to previously is that Blaze was like the best teammate in TF2 history. You know, he just would do anything. He would sacrifice anything for the team. And it's just, it's like, it's not a fault of Patty, who's an excellent player. And I mean, I'm expecting some big things from him on Granary to start with, but it's just, it's hard to replace that overnight. And I think that 100B, like, they just, any of them are comfortable just making space at any point. And I think that heavy strat just really shows that. Even when they weren't running the heavy, you know, they always got cap time. They always had someone willing to sacrifice to the point just to draw people down on Gully Wash. And it was just, they that was why their last rates were, their last pushes in general were so successful on every map, you know. They weren't all trying to be the one to get the 4K, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you tied into a couple other things that want to kind of touch on, double back to. Certainly one thing that I didn't get a chance to, you know, chat with Banny about last night was Blaze, you know, and that certainly is a big factor, you know, thinking back on his career, you know, currently this current roster, you know, Yomps has been there for a bit. He has actually played with Patty before. So, you know, really the question isn't necessarily about, you know, personal chemistry. It's more about, you know, him fitting into that soldier role, you know, filling those gaps that, you know, Blaze was able to perform. But kind of on that note, Mustard, I wanted to ask you if, you know, and I don't know if it's necessarily the most accurate summary of Sandblast's point, but, you know, do you think that like the soldier versus soldier battle is the most important battle here tonight? Or do you think that, you know, one of the other classes is maybe, you know, something else that people should be watching for tonight?
I think it's the most important point on Granary and Gully Wash for sure, because one thing I've noticed about Froyo recently is their mid fights overall have not been as successful as they sometimes have been in the past. I think that Froyo still wins a lot of rounds where they don't win mid, because if you let the round like play out long enough, like the Banny Habib combo will just win so many Uber trades that like over time they'll just grind rounds out. Like, I've seen scrims where they were like winning 3-2 on Metalworks despite losing every single mid fight, but it's still, they're going to put themselves in the hole if that happens. And as I totally agree with Sandblast that Ash and Showstopper have the best soldier coordination in the game. I think if you were to summarize their DM abilities, you might say they're slightly lower maybe than like a Yomps and Patty combo, definitely lower than like a Laz and Marmalou combo, but their coordination is unparalleled. And on a map like Granary, where if one soldier is drawing attention, it just is very easy if the other soldier is good to just do a ridiculous amount of damage. Froyo just will have to be on point to deal with that. I think Viaduct, I'm a little more skeptical about Ash and Showstopper. I would say that would be the map where like the individual skill of a guy like Yomps, a guy like Patty might take over, but I think it is the most important battle on Granary. I think on Viaduct it'll be more of a scout battle, because I mean, Jay and Yite are really good too, you know? We've seen Jay make this scout transformation. He always was, you know, really good on it in Pugs, and I think he's getting to show a lot of people just how dominant he is on both that and on Sniper, which he didn't get to play when he was on a team with Slumdish, who was just as good as Sniper, but I mean, we saw what he did last time they played Granary versus each other, so sorry if I would have been off the rails there, but there's so many matchups that are exciting in this matchup next time.
No, certainly. And, you know, we've talked a little bit about Demo Man. We've talked about Scouts. One question I wanted to ask Sandblast was, how does he feel about this Medic matchup? Because that is something that Mustard and I talked about a little bit in the upper bracket. And, I mean, I can double back to Mustard to let him give his opinion on who he thought was the better Medic in that upper bracket final. And I don't know. Despite the loss, I think you probably could have easily said 404 was the better Medic in that upper bracket matchup. What do you think, Sandblast?
I can speak on that. I think that in an offensive setting, Cookie Jake is by far the best Medic, and it's not close. If I think that they're playing defensively, Brad is better slightly. I think Cookie Jake's better overall. Cookie Jake is willing to take more risks and play more offensively with Banny and Habib. getting onto Cookie Jake is a lot easier, and actually taking fights with him or his combo is a lot easier, and actually dealing damage. While Brad is further back, playing baity, playing further back, trying to avoid damage. Not necessarily baiting his team, but being in a position where it's harder for him to heal the guy furthest up front because he plays extremely passive. Cookie Jake is in those fights where Froyo wants to make the fight scrappy or wants to take that DM fight. Cookie Jake isn't afraid to run with Banny. He isn't afraid to get in and follow him around. Not gonna mention the player who previously healed on Froyo, but it's kind of similar to that aspect. Just not gonna bring the full potential of what that player was able to bring on Froyo. But Cookie Jake is a phenomenal replacement. He's played incredible the entire set or the entire season for replacing that player. But I think overall Cookie Jake's better. The upper bracket showing, yeah, they both played good. But on paper, just seeing how Cookie Jake plays and playing against them the entire season in officials and scrims, Cookie Jake's better.
Yeah. To defend my honor for a second, I actually casted the match between him and Mirror Man, and I said 4-4 was better than Mirror Man subbing in on Medic. But that's free. Yeah, but I do, and I also think there were a couple times where I thought he might have outplayed Bear just a little bit, although that might have been a match situation. But I think Cookie Jake has a very difficult job on Froyotech. Well, it can be easier for the fact that sometimes he has fewer targets to heal because him, Banny, and Habib will go on adventures, but I also think the chemistry needed to sort of be on the same page as Habib, who will go for a lot of extremely aggressive plays that not every demo will. I think that's a chemistry that takes time to build up, and I think Cookie Jake has definitely improved on that with Habib over the course of the season. But I think when Froyo's at their very best, you can tell because there will be situations that look, if not unwinnable, at least like very difficult, and then Banny, Habib, and their medic will pretty much single-handedly, or I guess triple-handedly, just annihilate the entire enemy team. And I think, as Sam Bless was saying, Cookie Jake as an offensive medic, if he can enable that, and I guess it just comes down to form, right? We'll have to see how these players are doing today, and I think we're just one player waiting on one player, and then we might be able to go live pretty soon.
Yeah, if we are about to get ready here, we do need to get a full prediction here. There's been some pre-game banter though that I just want to sort of point out that I just thought has been really funny. And I don't know, Sandblast, do you think that one team has the edge in this pre-game trash talk between 100B and Banny? I guess.
Free.
Yeah,
100B free. It's
Ash
not even close.
Is winning it. Ash is kind of laughing at the competition.
It's pretty
It's not
good.
even close.
Benny,
Benny threw some shade at my name. Nah, 100B got it. 100B got it.
Yeah.
I'm disrespected by him saying that trash. Oh, no, 100B got this.
Benny is at least, being maybe less vulgar than things that were spoken yesterday, but it's still pretty funny. I think Showstopper's doing a good job of kind of messing with him and getting in his head. But, sometimes this stuff like fires up Banny. But also, again, when you talk about the mental battle and, when earlier you guys were saying, what if this gets to goalie wash? And I'm thinking like, Banny, Banny has gotten, has a very strong mental fortitude. But at the same time, I think there has been instances of him, either yelling at teammates or just getting kind of worked up. You sort of have to wonder if things like, really start having a rough time against 100 Beasts, if they can actually like rally. But Froyotech always does. So
I think the thing about that, Eckstein, is you're much more likely to see that lead to Froyotech having a bad half or a bad map rather than it carrying over between maps. I think both of these teams are definitely mentally strong enough to reset between maps. As I'm sorry to say, but I know Gullywash was a strength in the map, but a lot of teams, after your team, Sandblast, came back all the way that you did.
Yeah.
Some lesser teams, would be out of it mentally at that point, right? But they told themselves, that was the map that we were like most worried about losing, and we have a really good map coming up.
Yeah.
So.
I do hate to interrupt you guys, but this banter's cool and all talking about the match. How about we get into the match? Both teams are messaging me saying that they're ready, and I'll see you guys at the analysis desk, and I'll catch you guys.
Okay, let's get a quick rundown prediction from you, Sandblast, though, because we do have a little bit of time here, right?
5 on this map, 5-3 Froyo.
Okay, overall, you got an overall prediction?
Overall for the entire set, like I've already said my piece. If we take this to Gully Wash, I think 100 Beast can take it. If it gets to Gully Wash.
Yeah. No. Okay. Mustard, we should be going live here. You want to say some predictions before we start to get to our first lineup here?
I was thinking a bit of a 5-3-2, so I'll be the boring guy on brand and say 5-2. I'll say 5-2 to Froyotech. I don't know. Like, I want to be the romantic, but I do think Froyo will turn it on in the match setting. I do think this map has some potential, though, because, like we said, the soldiers could turn it on for 100B. Jay could make some really big plays as Pocket Scout. He really likes this map, I think, as a Pocket Scout.
I think it's likely that the 100 Beasts are going to be playing a little bit stronger today than they played in the upper bracket. There was some comments about whether they're practicing, focusing, but now it's really down to it. They maybe might have thought they weren't going to win that upper bracket finals, but it's really kind of everything's down on the table right now. They do need to win it, do need to get forward. I think I agree with you guys that they're going to lose this map 5-3. In terms of a prediction, which is one round better than they did before. But it should be super exciting. It can, of course, go anyways. And Product would be super hype. If they take Product, yeah, exactly. Maybe the Beast can keep rolling, take Goalie Wash, force it to Snake Water. Quick reminder again, Froyotech just need to take 2 maps here because they are coming from that upper bracket. That is their advantage, while the Beasts will have to win 3 maps tonight.
Yeah, and for anyone who's wondering who this schmuck is who's talking and wants to hear Sandblast's dulcet tones, he'll be leading the color commentary for Viaduct. So on a very hectic, exciting map, you'll get to hear Sandblast do his thing. We're doing a bit of a trade-off. I'm gonna start with Granary. I'll try to keep you guys awake through the boring parts of the potential stalemates of this map. Hopefully there aren't too many, but yeah, I don't know. I think Viaduct is the real unknown, right? It's a bit coin flippy because neither team has played it a lot recently. Granary, I think both teams will bring their A game. Viaduct, I'm a little more curious about, but I think we're gonna see really high level TF2 on Granary.
Yeah, certainly. Well, we should be going live shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Before we do, quick shout out to all the RGL.GG admins, all the players this season. Season 2 of Traditional Sixes has been fantastic. The IM Grand Finals were wrapping up earlier. The advanced grand finals, the main grand finals, all the divisions wrapping up. There's other formats, though, that are still rolling, still kicking off. Highlander, Pro-Lander, no restriction 6s. And then, some teams that weren't playing in the playoffs are about ready to start practicing for Season 3. So if you're looking for a team, join that RGL.GG Discord. There's pugs going on in there. You can find scrims, all that sort of fun stuff. And yeah, TF2, we're all stuck indoors, so play some TF2, stream some TF2, watch some TF2. We're about to throw down, so maybe nudge some friends and say, hey, that Invite Grand Finals is about to go down, because yeah, we are about to go live. We have a huge crowd ahead of us already, ladies and gentlemen, but this game is going to be hype. 100 Beasts versus Froyotech. First mid, first rollout about to happen here.
Yeah, I'm watching Habib X10. I want to see how the demo set there, because this is a map where early demo aggression can make a difference.
And bot mode's going to take the balcony while Habib goes down on low ground. Habib does hit the sticky on bot mode, so he's already about 3rd health. Should get an arrow in a few seconds here. There we go. Showstopper with that high bomb up top. Does get a little splash on Habib. Now bouncing back. Ash trying to go in. He's going to skirt around the edges. 404. Oh, actually gets taken out by Habib and the sticky. Froyotech all alive.
Habib just did a ridiculous amount of damage there. I was honestly expecting 100B to go a little more shock and awe, throw some really serious aggression in them. But now we see Froyo with the full Uber advantage. We'll see if they can get second without using. I think they're going through Lunchbox to try to avoid any sticky traps. If they can roll this to last, this could be a quick round. Granary's sort of a weird map. Sometimes you get really stalemate rounds, sometimes you get really fast rounds, depending on if the medic guy's on mid. And yeah, I thought Habib was pretty unchallenged on that mid. I thought we would have seen a little more of a double bomb, but it's early in the map, and as we see the Uber coming in through right shutter.
Yeah, they're certainly trying to push their advantage right now. Coming in here, Habib bombing forward. Does run into a level 2 sentry gun. They don't get it down right away. Now it has gotten taken care of. Habib bombing in here again. Yike will get the kill on him as he stays alive. Creaky taking a little bit of trouble, but Eric just standing on the point gets the cap.
Oof. That was quick. It almost was disastrous. Habib almost missed the sentry kill, but he managed to reset his stickies on the spawn door, and 404 kind of walked right into them. Yeah, I don't know. I was a bit of a slow start from 100B. I don't want to say that counts the 9 instantly from the map, but I do want to see if their soldiers can make some stuff happen on this mid-fight because Habib was just able to spam across onto the crate.
He gets damage on a bot mode again already. Bot mode almost craters. I think he landed on the edge of that crate, and if he had, he would have cratered. And now 404 taking some damage as well. That health pick got eaten up already early. Eric trying to pressure in. He's right on top of 404, gets the kill there. Yomps and Cookie Jake have gone down, though. Showstopper on top of Banny, getting a lot of damage on him, but Banny wins the duel. Banny looking for Yite as well, and that health back Banny will grab it. Gets the kill on Yite as well. Does Banny have more in the tank? He's going for Jay. Jay gets the kill on Patty J, taking the bats high ground, but bot mode will come in from behind. Get the kill on Banny. 100 Beast win the mid-fight.
Yeah, I think Froyo got a little too stuck in the corner. Jake kind of put himself in a position where a Soldier Bomb was pretty easy to clean him up. But that was more what I wanted. I feel like the first mid, we just saw Showstopper just sort of do a high bomb just to distract. He didn't really get a huge amount done. That time the soldiers were a lot more effective from 100p. And they managed to stay on Cookie Jake early, but they did lose 4-4 as well. So this round might not be quite as easy as the last one. We'll see what 100p has in store to break this yard hole that's so infamous.
Yeah, this is the epitome of granary here. Even Ubers and one team in midpoint holding that garage, just not quite pushing out. Well, you know, there's definitely going to be a lot of opportunities here for sacks, maybe even just raw aggression through garage. Right now, bot mode poking a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of teams will try to bust in a left yard from the attacking perspective if possible. Maybe fake a sack, try to draw the demos, spam for a second. I also think, knowing 100B specifically, they might try to bring Jay up on Sniper. Granary Sniper is not very common compared to certain other maps, but Jay just seems to have a real knack for it. And that wouldn't surprise me either, or even a Showstopper Spy. But I think they're going to do more and more, you know, risky plays after a while. I think they're going to start really slow, feel it out with spam, maybe see if they can draw eyes to garage, have Showstopper or Ash sacking through right side, but it's... They're definitely not taking risks. You can tell this is a grand finals environment. And Showstopper goes for the sack, but Cookie Jake does the modern medic thing of just kiting into that right yard. Very, very difficult to chase down a medic. And let's see if Froyo counter sacks or if they're just perfectly comfortable just chilling. And it looks like they're not really even going to do much.
Yeah, just waiting. And it is very hard to push into just that one person advantage on this map. Part of why it's stalemate so hard.
I think it's a lot better often to use that pick to try to take some free ground either in garage or on choke to see if you can force another pick or have an easier sack from there. But Cookie Jake was so far back from the sack that it wasn't that possible. As we see Jay going Sniper, Showstopper held the door open for him. This is kind of what I expected, knowing the way Jay's been playing on this map. He's been really sick. Let's see if Cookie walks on the sideline at all. They're pretty safe though.
Yeah, he does get...
Headshot!
Oh yeah, barely does miss that, but the overcharge is out here. Kind of panicked on that in the respawning Uber on top of bot mode. Banny trying to find the kill on Ash as well. Eric coming in to follow that up. Eric will get the kill on Ash. Patty in here as well, though. Patty extremely weak. Yite should find that kill. Takes a bit of damage. 4 players in for Froyotech, though. Habib standing on 404's head. Gets a double kill on bot mode as well. Froyo cleaning up.
I actually thought that was an incredibly smart play by Banny to take the Uber into them. It's you're gonna have to pop earlier, but if you can guarantee get that sniper kill and force them for sure, and you're only like maybe like a 1 to 2 second shorter Uber than the other team, I think it's totally worth it. And I think that was the correct play to make with Jay getting that many free shots. I mean, if he's gonna try to surf his way in and hit a quick scope, don't risk it. Just kill him with the Uber. Force. I was surprised they were able to get in so aggressively after the Uber. I thought it still might be difficult, but Habib with that ridiculous play as you were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, huge 2K from him. The stickies from bot mode on top of the point, around the point, kind of getting discovered. Looks like Froyo will once again be kind of pushing some players through Lunchbox.
100B is doing a really good job of building this Uber. If Froyo doesn't go quickly, they're going to be surprised if the other team actually has Uber already. 404 is really close, but Bomber gets caught in the spawn door.
Yeah, they do rotate though. Yeah, 99% holding that right click. He will get it. Flashing it around now. Showstopper throws Cookie Jake in the air, but Cookie Jake surfs that back towards Shutter. He takes another rocket, but he's still alive. Patty and Eric fighting. Banny's is still in here as well. Banny right on top of 404. He can't quite get the kill, but he does just get an arrow from his medic. And it looks like it's going to be an easy second round for Froyotech.
That's a big mistake by bot mode. Not only did they not have a demo to stall on that last, but 404 had no heal target for a couple extra seconds. That might have made the difference in being able to save more of his players with the Uber. if Baba were just, you know, a foot farther back, that might have been a last hold. But you know, that's the way the Cookie Jake crumbles in this game sometimes.
Yes, indeed. And bot mode going from bats, just running right across to get to that, right on top of that health pack. We'll see if he's overly exposed though. Ash with the big bomb trying to control that right-hand side. Patty also just jumping across. He's got position on the red crate. Threw some rockets down, but he gets killed as he crumbles. And 404 still alive while Cookie Jake being killed by bot mode earlier in this fight. But 404 does have to retreat away from Froyotech here.
Yeah, that was a really awesome play by bot mode. Just spamming those default pipe launcher pipes, which he uses on this map exclusively, and just catching Cookie Jake trying to go for that pack. Cookie Jake's been a little uncomfortable in some of his positioning on mid. He's trying to catch up to Habib by the pack area, and he's kind of putting himself in a corner. But Froyo did end up winning it overall. They know they have full Uber disadvantage. You want to see them hold this in a way where they can get early spam, make sure that 100B forces early, and that Cookie Jake doesn't get committed. Maybe, yeah, their soldiers are playing height. It looks like just straight through garage, maybe up top. No, they're straight through garage, and they pop early. Bot mode's going in for the bomb. He's actually really aggressive. He's doing a huge amount of damage. Habib might be caught here.
Yeah, Ash also fighting Patty on the side, but neither player getting a kill there.
Yeah, that was very close to actually being a successful push just due to bot mode's aggression, but just barely not. And sometimes with those demo bomb Ubers, you know, you're only one extra pipe and sticky away from making it actually work, you know, if you sync everything up perfectly. But overall, Froyo played that really well, and now we're going to see how they use their full Uber advantage. They're going to choke instead.
Yeah, Yomps will get through here, but just gets palmed on by Ash.
I don't think they were expecting bot mode to be watching choke. Usually the demo is more on the garage side, but bot mode had all the sticky traps on choke, and while Yomps was trying to clear them, he just got killed. And Froyo, you know, they're already up 2-0. They decide to cut their losses and just let it even out. And after losing Yomps, honestly, that's probably the correct play. So we'll have to see if 100B can have a little more success. You'll recall that, you know, earlier they were pretty close to being able to make something happen, and then Banny took that excellent Uber into them. As I'm actually watching Jay right now, and he's running all the way back to spawn to switch to sniper. I kind of like this because it might make them suspect it less since no one died recently. It probably won't end up mattering unless he gets one free shot off. He actually, they're trying to time this so he's coming up sniper right as the guy dies, or was that, I kind of missed if that was by accident.
Yeah, he was pretty aggressive there, so, you know, it did seem like kind of a fake. Maybe they are trying to throw the timing off, as Jay's still kind of hiding. Patty goes down there.
He has about a 2-second window to actually play off of this surprise factor. Will Cookie Jake walk into his body shot? That's the question. He sees him. I think they might have seen the dot, though. If they don't, he only has a little bit of time. Yeah, they see the sniper now. This might be pretty difficult.
Angle extremely tight.
I like the idea of doing anything you can to get even the smallest advantage in a really tough to break hold like this, but it was unlikely to actually amount to anything, and now Froyo knows about the sniper, so they're being really careful. Ash is using this distraction to try to jump through left yard. Patty cleans him up. Are they going to sack in knowing that there's a sniper?
Yeah, this is always tough when you're running an off class and then you lose a player. You definitely have to be really cautious. You know, a lot of teams feel really emboldened by that. Jay did have a decent angle there. Looking down through choke, couldn't find anything, and it looks like Froyotech might have given up the idea of pushing.
Yeah, Froyo keeps trying to have Yomps the tank just like sort of run in and make room for them. I'm not sure how I like that. I feel like maybe if Banny were like leading through a couple of these chokes, it might be easier for them to actually commit, but maybe it's just that they don't want to risk anything like that, and they want to make sure everyone stays alive, and they figure Yomps is 300, so even if it doesn't go well, you can just leave. Froyo is playing it very cautious, but I mean, can you blame them when they're already up 2 rounds, I guess? So Jay is still on sniper, they know it, they're all pros, all playing in really passive situations. Unfortunately, ammo can be very scarce on this map. Maybe he can get a lucky shot on a soldier or demo as they're going back for ammo. I mean, there's no reason why Jay should have to, you know, suicide in without taking his time here. The longer he's alive, the more likely they are to mess up on Froyotech's side.
Yeah, Ash taking a bit of damage in garage. Needs a bit of arrow heals. Bot mode spits some damage out. Froyo looks like they might round the corner here. Banny is getting close. Ubercharge has been used. Banny trying to get the kill on Jay here. Jay actually great dodge as Banny takes him a couple extra shots. Yomps might get caught in, but is doing a great job of just bouncing around. Great shot from him. I think Showstopper's gonna crater. He does.
Luckily, the 404 didn't even use his Uber yet, and that's sort of the duality of that Ubering in. Banny ran in, but didn't notice the sniper was right next to him, had to turn around to kill him, and therefore couldn't kill both the sniper and force the Uber. And 100B really smartly realizing if we let our sniper die, we can just hold on to this completely. And now they, I mean, that's a way to get yourself a full Uber ad with a sniper too. So.
Eric behind. He's gonna choose to just jump on Jay. And now they know he's lurking though, so the rest of Froyo. Well, there's a possibility of an Uber charge. Oh, Betty coming in from behind, gets yiked. 4-4 pops as well. Eric wants to call that out. He's still threatening this back cap as well. 100 Beasts have to come back. Banny throws out the lull. Jake throws out yikes.
I mean, Habib was the one with the 60M to get those kills, but I think a lot of credit has to go to Eric, both drawing players back and just making the Ubered players really nervous about what was going on. You could just tell they had one eye behind them and just were not ready for Habib to aggress into them like that.
Oh, there goes Yomps, though, sniped out by Yite, who was in the forward spawn there. Eric kind of poking his head around the corner. Patty as well. Ooh. Oh, there goes Patty.
There's just so many good snipers on 100B, it's just ridiculous. It's like the old Descent, like, as soon as one guy's off sniper, the next guy comes in. This is huge. We have a two-player advantage for 100B, but Banny and Eric don't care. They're just getting both Ubers out of the way. Stalling for time. Jay seems caught in. Are they going to be able to kill him?
Yeah, they're pushing in hard. Jay is fighting here. Showstopper has gone down as well. There goes Jay. And Yomps getting killed. They just get Ash though, so not really the best trade for the Beast. Yite and 404 kind of separated. Habib pushing forward. He sees the escape through Z.
Yeah, I've been really impressed. I mean, this is maybe not saying much because he's the best demo in the game, but I've been so impressed with Habib on this map so far.
Yeah.
There's so many times where an Uber trade or something's going in and someone tries to run in behind the Uber or on the flank thinking it's clear, and Habib's just sinking stickies into the doorway and kills like 1 or 2 people. And now we have pretty much even Ubers, but Froyotech again in commanding position of the round.
Yeah, they want to close off this half a little bit early. And certainly Granary not quite going the way of the Beast yet.
Yes, let's see how Froyo breaks this. You're expecting a 2-man sack, that's what we see. Eric and Patty in. Actually, this is a bit of a 3-man sack. It is, now they're fully committing off of those picks. That was...
Yeah.
That was questionable that 100B didn't even Uber to block that, but I do like the play by Froyo, sacking but having a little bit of presence on the side so that in case it went really well, they could commit like that. But I don't know, 100B has not lived up so far to what I'm expecting of them.
No, Granary has been maybe a little too easy. You know, this is, if this was like Froyotech's pick, you know, in the meta of what we're looking at tonight, then you're like, okay, you know, yeah, like, you know, this is just the one map that for sure Froyotech have over them. But, you know, considering that this is, 100 Beasts and that, like, you know, they need to start off on a good foot and this is their map, you know, that makes it pretty tough. I want to see these stats, though.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now as we have Sandblast joining us for halftime, but it looks like the Banny and Habib show so far. The combo from Froyotech unstoppable. Banny 13-2, Habib 10-2, by far top damaging. Compare that to bot mode and Jay on the other side, some of the heaviest hitters on 100B, and they're not having the same impact. I think a lot of these Uber situations, just, you know, you see the experience and DM abilities of both Banny and Habib really shining through.
Yeah, Sandblast, you there?
Yes, sir.
Some thoughts on this first half, man?
I mean, yeah, Mustard already kind of talked about one of the topics I want to go on is just the absolute just brute force that the combo Froyotech has. I mean, it's kind of just like a 2-man show between Habib and Banny. They're playing off of each other perfectly from Banny's positioning to Habib's positioning. They're both focusing on each other's damage and whoever's getting shot at, essentially. Meanwhile, on the combo from, and also Yom's chiming in with the shotty, jumping in, cleaning up some, you know, some of the stray kills. Overall just covering more distance. If you compare them to the exact counterpart of the combo of bot mode Jay and Ash, it's a completely different program. I mean, Yite and Show are doing what they can with the situations given, and they're not doing bad. I mean, Yite has gotten some key kills in some fights. Show's gotten like Yite has I thought Yite had 3 medics. I mean, Cookie Jake also playing exceptional. Both medics are pretty much playing even, so it's not going to come down to which medic's better because the only difference is 404 is healed 3 less than Cookie Jake. It's pretty much just Habib and Banny need to get stopped. Yite and Show are doing fine with the situation they're throwing in with Habib and Banny just running over their combo. But it's really just comes down to 100B just really needs to get their coordination down. Need to figure out a way how Jay can support bot mode more, vice versa. just because Bamo, doing over 2,000 less, almost 2,000 less damage to your counterpart demo is, especially on a map like Granary where it's very, very close quarters, is super important to enable your scouts.
Yeah, and our second half underway here. The mid fight just starting. Yite on the crates. Habib taking a little bit more damage this time. Ash getting thrown around. And Patty kind of getting pushed away as well. He's going to die. That is a trade for Showstopper, though. Cookie Jake trying to rotate into the Beast garage there.
But
Yom
taking
some damage to Habib as well. Yeah, he's just getting so much damage out.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call that mid bad luck or poor focus fire by 100B, because Habib almost died about 6 different times. Like, he got put down to 10 health and saved by arrows, like, multiple times, and still lived to put out easily the most damage of anyone on that mid fight. So I think that was still, I mean, on the one hand, Habib might have been a little lucky to survive some of those situations, but on the other hand, I feel like if 100B followed those damage calls up a little more cleanly, that wouldn't have happened. And now Froyo looks like they're in a bit of a DM fight as 100B is stuck a little bit of no man's land. I think there's going to be an Uber trade here with Jay. Actually, I take that back. They managed to get back out and hold second. So, but yeah, there's with the demo pick.
That was an interesting situation for sure. Bot mode going down in it. It's going to lead to Froyo just saying, okay, well, let's just exchange. There's no demo here. We should still be able to just kind of push in, get this point, get the pressure. Eric fighting on the side. He actually has a scout behind him. That is Jay getting the kill on him. Yom's fighting by one of the shutters here. He's going to be able to get the shotgun kill on Yite. Bot will turn around, though, and get that kill. So it's 4 players up for the Beast versus 3 for Froyotech that are all heading back towards midpoint.
Yeah, Yom's with the shot even body, but it wasn't quite enough. Great work by Jay. But Froyo, if they could just stall out for their better spawns, their closer spawns, they might be able to hold this. They are down 1 number. Habib is very aggressive, though. He's going to have to surf out, and I think Froyo's going to be content giving up this midpoint. As actually, now that I say that, Patty in with play on 4-4 and oh my god, the flank from Froyo just getting it completely uncontested and destroying 100B. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, Yite did just chew him up in garage before going down, but Patty, certainly some really strong plays there.
Yeah, actually, that play right there made a point that I was going to make during halftime by way of example, which is I'd like to see players, instead of running at Habib directly and getting mulched in these chokes, find a way to get in from the flank and go on the medic and demo. But it actually wasn't 100B doing it this time. It was Eric and Patty on the flank coming in and destroying the combo of Froyotech, or of 100B. And that's exactly what 100B need to find a way to do, because every time they try to run straight at Habib, he's locking down these chokes. They need to get on Habib from a side angle, but
we have the third different player on sniper today. That's Showstopper, 400 Beast, but Banny just gonna close the distance. Easy kill, 404 down as well. A couple players still up here for the Beast, but they're just kind of getting picked apart slowly. Bot mode still fighting. There is a scout on the point. That was Jay. He gets cleaned up by Patty. They're gonna get the capture.
Yeah, and 100B has shown, I mean, not to say it's easy, but they've shown no ability to stop these Habib bomb movers on last, because not only is he destroying the sentry, but he's completely locking up the spawn, which creates sort of a terrible Sophie's choice for 100B. They don't know whether to stay in and have their medic just die to Habib, or whether to run back into spawn and let the other team cap completely for free. It's so easy to lock people out on Granary.
Yeah, there's just that big tire there, and like that left side is kind of generally considered the safer hole, but you can't rotate back and forth without having to go through spawn. We saw that actually in the first half, 404 not able to build because of that. Showstopper kind of working garage slow. Froyotech poking him a little bit. And now the bomb in from behind from Patty. Yite has gone down. The first casualty. There goes bot mode as well, though. Yomps is in. They found Jay. They're chasing down Ash. 404's got nobody to protect him from Patty, who comes in from behind. It's a huge shot.
Showstopper may have salvaged a little bit with the kills on Cookie Jake and Habib. That was really nice. But I do want to say, I know we talk a lot about coordination, a lot about experience, but Habib's sticky aim is just so much on another level from anyone I've ever seen play this game, man. He's just sitting behind his own crates on left side of mid and snipes 404 down to like 50 HP across the map. 404 stuck in that back right corner, can't even get to the health pack, and then all the soldier bombs are completely free. I mean, he single-handedly won them that mid fight. It's just absolutely absurd. And we see 100B trying to take back this point. They need to mix in a little aggression. They're really losing this map by a lot. Down 4-0.
Yeah.
They need to make something happen, but pushing out from second with no Ubers in play with even Ubers probably isn't on the card, so they might have to wait for Ubers and take a trade. I'm pretty sure Froyotech is not stressed at all about just resetting this.
No, for sure. And I'm sure Banny's been building his teammates up. Patty's certainly feeling himself in that focus. Habib as well. They're just pounding.
This is a bit rough. There's a bit of banter going on.
Yeah, asking what class showstoppers on heavy. No, but no, he's on soldier. It looks like they're gonna go for this lunchbox push again. Fanny and Yomps on the ground while Patty and Eric trying to get into the upper section. Some stickies on the exit sign there above this, but Discover Jay unfortunately getting dropped there. They were thinking about doing a double scout Uber into him. I feel like that actually would have worked, but they didn't commit in time. Now Ash going down. Probably a kill on Eric. Yeah, they're just bleeding players. Supercharges being exchanged. 100 piece only have 3 players up. They're just standing looking at each other while they're all shiny. Mo taken out now. Ugh, there goes Showstopper. They're getting some respawns here, but Froyotech still 5 strong, pushing in. Yomps gets a kill on Jay. We'll kind of trade out with 404. They're waiting to capture here. Banny on last. Just has to shove back Ash. I don't know where Yite is. Yite's coming in from the side. Habib is here as well. Banny will get the kill. 5-0 on our first map. Very strong performance from Froyotech.
Yeah, and I think that last general situation on second really emphasizes just who came into play today and who didn't. I mean, Froyotech perfectly understanding that on a point as small as Granary second, even if both teams have completely even players and Ubers, you can like try to outposition the other team and force them in a pincer situation. You take over that lunchbox while leaving your demo in right yard, just completely encircling them eventually, sending players behind on left, even to last. And meanwhile, 100B looking unready for that, bleeding one player at a time, looking really timid, not wanting to like take an exchange into them or go for Habib or whatever. Just one team looked really confident by the end of that map and the other one did not next time.
Yeah, and I think the thing as well is like, you know, Granary is a tough one. Burnsiders didn't get the strongest results on it at the end of the RGL regular season. I feel like other teams that I was talking with, you know, they're just sort of struggling on Granary because it's so old school that it plays kind of different, and you can just get punished really, really hard. But, you know, again, unfortunately, when you look at it, it's like you would have liked to have seen a little bit, you know, closer deathmatch, you know, results there. You would have liked to have seen, you know, them actually, you know, pull off the mid fight into taking second. But I don't think that they actually, you know, ever took second. You know, the Beast didn't get anything rolling. So it was definitely a tough one. And for you know, that being their pick, that is tough, but maybe that was that psych out pick, right? You know, they just really put all their practice into product and gully wash and snake water.
You better hope so, because that was not even close. I mean, Banny combined 22-3 over the two halves. Habib 15-4. If you're not even like forcing these combo members to die at all, if they're just if the combo of Cookie Drake, Banny, and Habib is just alive the entire map, which I mean, granted that'll probably happen a little less on Viaduct, but even so, that's just, it wasn't even close.
Yeah, for sure. A tough one. And I guess really my point about Granary as well is like it can be really fast rounds, you know, and they slowed it down a little bit, but still, you know, they gotta put a damper on Habib. You gotta wonder if he's gonna go off here. You know, Jay, we talked about that, you know, map being kind of difficult to whip out the sniping. Jay wasn't quite able to do enough there. This is a map that's, you know, again, kind of a classic competitive TF2 map and very, you know, well known for snipers. So I have to wonder if, you know, maybe 100 Bs do have the secret formula. They know how to switch it up, whether it's Showstopper, whether it's Yite, whether it's Jay, but, you know, running a sniper and getting action.
Ash could even play scout, or Jay could play scout and Ash could play sniper. You could put Show on heavy. Viaduct gives a lot of combos, but what do you think about that? What did you think about that last map, Sandblast? I thought it was pretty self-explanatory, but do you see anything that 100B can maybe take into this map, or think they just have to full mental reset?
Mental reset. They got outplayed in pretty much in every fight a lot of the time. There wasn't really momentum that 100%. I hate to say that because I know this team has talented players. They just literally weren't able to find their footing. I mean, they just need to be able to find a way to kind of like face check, you know, Habib and Banny better. I mean, going into Viaduct, this is a map that's very, very volatile. I mean, like, again, I hate to say it could go either way on Viaduct after seeing a 5-0, but it really can. Froyotech has almost has almost lost matches on this map to previous teams before. People have gotten, like, even I believe this season, actually, I think the High Five Domain team took them to like either 2-4, like 3-4. It got close every single time.
Yeah,
I mean,
actually, I believe High Five Demo was up 2-1, and they had to reschedule the second half of the match. So Froyo had a full couple days to reset mentally.
Yeah, there was like some like weird DDoS or like connection issues going on there. I mean, it's interesting to see going into Viaduct here because it plays so different, and it really can go either way. I mean, obviously, bot mode did not have like really any impact in that Granary match, which I hate to say because I think bot mode is an incredible domain. He got second at an international LAN against some of the best European players in the world, and I know he can toe-to-toe with Habib and Banny because he's beaten them before. Viaduct's going to be a map where he can prove that, and a map where Yite and Jay can get enabled and really kind of really put themselves forward to going into Viaduct. Obviously, the off-classing is going to be heavy. If anyone's going to have an edge in off-classing, it's going to be 100 Beast. Jay is probably the best sniper in the server by a pretty significant margin. And that's why I'm excited to commentate this, just because it's very, very fast-paced. This is personally one of my favorite maps, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how the soldiers on 100 Beasts can make the space necessary to enable their scouts in bot mode. This is going to be the two scouts who are going to define what's going to happen in this game. Banny and Eric are some of the best in the business. Yite also is another one of the scouts who are the best in the business. Jay is a soldier main who can probably play any class at a high invite level, but already an international threat on soldier, and already proved he could play top 2 North American or probably top 2 NA on scout. So I want to see how he's able to shut down Froyotech's combo trying to go forward here, as we're already going live.
Yeah, I'll see you gentlemen at halftime, but let's hope something good can happen here.
Yeah, thanks, Mustard. Banny asking, hope you've prepared your excuses. The trash talk continues going in this second map of the night. Habib coming in on the rock side. Bot mode, basically mirror rollout. Eric taking the rock as a soldier. That's Patty skipping forward. Yom's going forward as well. We'll run into Jay, who's on the soldier. Jay does get the trade with Yoms. Patty in some trouble here.
I was expecting that. This is something that they've done in scrims before. I didn't think they were gonna pull it out in grand finals. Jay is a phenomenal Viaduct soldier. But one thing you already saw from Froyotech soldiers is that's one of Patty's favorite things is where he likes to fade bomb in and out. They had a Patty and Yoms bomb in, and Patty faded out to make space for Yoms. They were able to trade out for a demo man, which is way more important than a soldier. But anyway, it's an even Uber situation here. Looks like 100 Beast. Oh, Froyo's just going to take the super right into him. 100 Beast is going to pop a little bit later. Their Uber bet is slightly better. Eric's going to find a kill on the flank onto Showstopper. Yomps and Banny are both in the back line, putting Jay in spawn. Yomps is going to jump out, though. It looks like onto the other team's China. Banny getting 1v1 by Show, but this is going to enable Yomps to find a quick 2K. But get traded out by Jay, but it doesn't really matter. The damage has already been done with Banny being behind. Also getting onto 404. They need to deal with Banny. He's on to Yite next. They finally kill him, but Yite is only 5 HP, and he is going to manage to get out, but Showstopper barely gets out. Oh my gosh. And Yite is still going in. This is never going to end. Patty's going to find the kill onto Ash in the backline, but Yite's going to trade it out for Habib, which is important. Yite showing up big on this refight here. Going to find another frag, and they're going to cap. Huge stuff there coming out of Froyo. Jay already switching to the sniper class. This is what you want to see. Jay is going to be utilized to jump in and sack on soldier, then to off class.
Yeah, he did a good job switching back to soldier, trying to fight Banny for a little bit there before Banny just went crazy. Yom's getting kind of juggled in the air here. He's trying to get an arrow behind Rock. He's going to get cleared up. Froyo 2 down here. They have the clock lead and Patty bombing in here, but right now all their players down except for Cookie Jake. Cookie Jake will get back. We'll get an Uber charge. Showstopper kind of looking for him, but, you know, he's going to get stuff back.
Interesting play to go that deep there and lose that many players, because this is going to potentially even out the Ubers for 100 Beast. Froyotech has to act fast here and try to figure out where the sniper's playing. I don't even know if they know Jay's on snipe, but I assume they do because he's already switching back to soldier. This is a perfect time to do it, but the Uber's already going to get popped in here. The 404 just got. Habib's a little overextended. He's so weak in the post. This is going to be a good fight for 100 Beast here since Froyotech's already backing up. Banny and Cookie Jake are going to fall. Yike going to pistol out Patty here, and then looks like Eric's going to try and challenge that. Jay is getting into a fight on China here, gonna fall to Yams, but also get traded out by Yite. No trades for 100 Beasts are good right now with the longer respawn times. Being down your flank right now is not gonna be what you want to see if you're on the side of 100 Beasts. Yamps is dead though, and 100 Beasts does have around a 20% ad. Eric is already trying to opt into fight from main here. Banny's taking the beam left side of point. Bot mode's already ready to meet them. You have, I believe, Showstopper jumping in behind right now to try and get on the other team's flank. Habib is going to find Ash, and that 100 Beast needs to try and back up here.
Yeah, Yomps already, though, chewed up on 404. He's in house as well, so not only did he get that huge kill, he survives. He's sniping from main, but, you know, there's just not really a juicy target out there for him. The Beasts were able to get that clock lead, but now with this Uber lead, Froyotech probably just going to be able to leapfrog that.
Yeah, that's this
on
is
a fake call.
Yeah, fake call. I mean, that's good to call there. Froyotech has an Uber they like to do where they run through main and kind of cut everyone off on the top left here, which they are in prime position for that play. But I don't know if they're going to risk it yet, but the Pyro is going to come out to break the forward. Yam and is going to find 2 frags. They are going to get the force here, so great play. Jay was able to get in from behind and get on. That's exactly what you wanted. Sending those 2 players into main there was a perfect opportunity for Jay to get in behind and actually get a force on the Cookie Jake, putting 404 at a pretty sizable ad, but Froyo was not going to give up this forward hold.
Yams with a nice technique you don't see every day, bouncing over the left-hand choke to get a view of what was happening on the other side.
Yeah, you don't see that too often.
I mean, I haven't at least.
Put that into your playbook, up-and-coming players.
Right.
But anyway,
yeah, the Beasts are pushing out here.
You can take it.
Yeah, sure. Ash getting the Uber charge as they're coming out here. Ash getting right into Eric here. The follow-up bomb from Jay as well. They will find Habib. They do get the kill on him. Cookie Jake taken down as well. There goes Banny. This is great for the Beasts. Bomb in from Yams trying to find him. He will find 404 though. Just Eric. And the question is, oh, they cap. I guess that didn't slow down 404, but it does slow down Jay's. Not cap, that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, one thing I want to say during the downtime, the small amount of downtime we're going to have, is they went so deep for that Cookie Jake pick, even though it wasn't really that safe and they lost 404 for it. It's because Patty was already behind. They needed to make him useless by going so deep. Anyway, here looks like Habib and is already ready to walk forward and take this fight. Bot mode already meeting him. A huge aggression from Froyo onto the flank of 100 Beast. Patty behind. Eric's going to find Showstopper, but Patty's already behind, super weak. He is going to fall as well. Frags are going both ways. It's going to even out here. It's going to be down to the last two with Jay. Here we go. Doing what he does best. Running around on Sniper and just body shotting, MGing people to death. He is going to find the kill onto Eric. Cookie Jake is going to get the bow, but it doesn't matter because Zizou, aka my man Bamo, is going to find the 2-pipe onto Connor, and it's going to come down to the last 30 seconds for both teams here. But does that play really matter? Because Froyotech has better spawns and so much cap time.
Yeah, if Cookie Jake had gotten a couple of those saws, it was really close actually. He was kind of swiping around, trying to get a connection, but no luck there. No matches, right? Yamps on the side here. He's going to be bouncing around, tries to come over top of Japan. Eric fighting Yite behind. Yeah, Showstopper on what's called dog bread, but Froyo needs to get on the point. They're trying to capture it here. 404 is still out here. The cap has gone down. Will be an overtime situation. 404 left to his lonesome. He'll go down. 20 seconds on the clock. All they have left is time for a dry push here. Cookie Jake, though, 70%, so he should be able to get a charge here shortly, or at least in the ensuing fight. 10 seconds. It's going
to be a risky forward hold from Froyo. They're playing very, very aggressive right now. But 100 Beast already getting ready. They're still running the Froyotech on the heavy.
They have to touch the point. Bombo touching it a little bit. Jay getting out there, but they didn't get pressure on it quick enough. And Froyotech can just easily shut that down as those players running in. Banny saying the better heavy. Yumps copycat.
A little bit of a copycat there, taking a playbook out of taking a play out of the 100 Beast book. But anyway, going into mid number 2. I want to watch my man Bot Mode here, see what he does. He's going to start out going to the left side here, meeting Habib. Looks like he's not going to opt to go to the right side. Try and lock down the left lane here so his flank can try and get in here. Patty already going to initiate by going way behind Eric's going to take huge damage from Show on the flank, get traded out by Ash there. Habib going to find a kill on, I'm sorry, Eric's going to get the kill on the Show. Habib's going to find Ash. Bandy's going to trade out Yite or Patty for bot mode, which is huge. And 100 Beast already opting to back out and leave. And Froyotech already getting in this forward position.
Yeah, Jay will find Yomps there. You know, at the end of the day, we'll have to see really how kind of effective their class switching was. Jay basically showed Sniper, but then had to run away from that mid-fight to come back up on Soldier. The mid-capture actually hasn't quite happened here yet. Habib going down. And Patty kind of stuck awkwardly over on the side by Connector. Yite with low health, he can't quite finish that directly. The Uber charge coming in here on Banny. Now the Beast using theirs. Ash getting flashed. Yite in bot mode, though, kind of weak. I'm still in-house. We'll see if he comes out of China. Actually, he's just going to grab, go over on the other side, grass side. Yite fighting a couple players here. Banny in his face. Yomps will get two there. Showstopper and Yite. He has to turn around, though. Bot mode will pipe him down. It's really just 3 on the point, though, with Jay sniping.
Big pipe from Habib there. Just blindly shot it across the map, and 404 caught it. Kind of walking in a straight line there, but he was able to get that frag regardless. I mean, that was interesting from 100 Beast. As soon as they saw that overextension from Froyo on their concrete, they 100% should have jumped on it. But again, this is still going in. Yite gonna find 2 key kills and gonna take the 1v1 into Banny right now. Don't agree with that fight there, but again, Jay with the surprise sniper gonna instantly kill Yomps, and 100 Beast is still opting to fight this. Bombo taking the 1v1 with Banny, gonna hit the first pipe here, and then Ash coming in to back up his homie up. Banny's gonna find the kill onto Jay on the flank, but Showstopper already trying to get that trade onto Banny, but I don't think he's gonna be able to find that kill here. 100 Beast, this is still the first cap, by the way. Not a single player has capped yet. This is how back and forth it's been. 100 Beast is gonna try and find some type of footing onto this point here. Yam's gonna help his flank out here. Showstopper coming in to support his flank. Ash is gonna edge the point here, gonna meet Habib on the point. Big bomb coming in from Showstopper, or I'm sorry, Yam's there to try and support his team, but it looks like 100 Beast is finally gonna secure the cap, but it doesn't matter because the re-Uber here coming back in, they're gonna kill Bombo, but is it worth it in the end? It might be, because Habib is gonna find a kill onto Jay, making it down 3 for 100 Beast. Ash going so deep, but Habib juggles him in 4.
Wow, yeah, that was such a kill there, and the Beast have been wiped out. Insane rotation from Froyotech. After that Uber wiped, they're just like, okay, well, let's just actually push in a little bit further, take basically under the Beast Japan, that ramp side, and then they came back. That definitely pushed 404 in an awkward position.
Yeah, that was it started out pretty good for 100 Beast there, because that Uber was a little odd, but anyway, 100 Beast not looking to stalemate and giving Froyo that aggression on the forward hold. They're already starting to walk up their left lane. Eric is extremely low. Bombo's going to hit that sticky snap across the map, but taking a little too much damage, where Bandy's going to find the trade onto Ash here, but they have to keep in mind that Cookie Jake and Yomps already being in behind, and Cookie Jake being so close to Uber. Oh my gosh,
wow, he gets killed. And I think Cookie Jake was in danger of just cratering, and then he landed on that shelf of the window. So for a split second, it looked like he made a killer play, but they still got the kill on him. Although, unfortunately, you know, Froyotech still in control of the point.
Yeah, I mean, that was a nice little salvage play there from Yite. That's what you want to see from your flank scout, getting in to make those bad situations a little bit better to even out the Ubers. 100 PC, Habib has everything fully trapped off here. He has traps on main, but I don't think anyone's going to walk into him. 100 Beast opting to take this fight from their left side. They're meeting Habib here. Aggression's looking a little bit good from 100 Beast here, but again, the passive positioning for Froyo is so good. Bombo caught overextending and Yite falling. This is going to have just valuable times being lost here. Yite misstepping one time and finding a trap from Habib there, and then Botman getting caught on the overextension. Jay with the offensive sniper, I severely disagree with that. Sniping out of this point is so hard if the other team's aware that you exist, and they were easily able to get that frag.
Yeah, Yite poking a little bit here. He sees Froyo holding on grass very close. Bot mode poking out from main. They're running this Pyro out right from the gut. They do pop the Uber charge out from Froyotech. Get the kill on Patty. Now the Beast pushing forward with their charge. They're down 2 players already, so they're just counting on the faster spawn times. At least a little bit. Oh no, but 404 kind of ditched by his teammates. Yomp's chasing. He's right on top of him. Can he find the second market? He will.
I don't even know why 404 left there. I mean, Bombo was still in, Yite was still in, Ash was switching off. He could have literally just stayed with his demo and medic, but just opted to leave right, and then Yamps just took advantage. I don't know why 4-4 just got caught leaving alone. I don't think he should have left there with his team still being in main. Now they're kind of forced to go for a salvage plan to Cookie Jake, but Habib says, not in my book. Get off the point, gets a quick 3K on all three of those players sacking him, and Cookie Jake rounding out to almost having a full Uber out here.
Yeah, STV stats also telling us 15 seconds before 404 found a heal target. So already we're at an Uber disad, not able to make up for it quickly. Jay bombing across map to try to get Yomps. Does get a nice kill there, but bot mode going aggro here as 404 gets picked off by Eric. They're controlling the cliffs. Jay on dog bread, but he doesn't have much health. They're going to get an easy cleanup kill on him. Bot mode fighting. He goes down. Ash taken out as well. Froyotech standing strong.
Unreal. I mean, Banny just playing textbook in that last 30 seconds. Gonna go at the half there. I mean, I got a preview of the stats.
Yeah.
It's just that this combo from Froyotech and Eric stepping up a little bit more this half, this map from the last map. I mean, it's not even close from a combo point of view. Yite and Jay are playing pretty well respectively, but Bot Mode is just being outshined. I mean, his damage output's great, but you know, the frag output from Habib and how little deaths he has for him being alive is so crucial from a player-to-player standpoint.
Yeah, certainly. Makes a big difference. Sorry, go ahead, Mustard.
Yeah, like, I was watching that actually as we're going live pretty much already, I think, but I don't know. I think that the sniper could be a bit of a double-edged sword, because if you're switching back and forth a lot, and you don't have that two-soldier, like the comfort of double soldier bombs, it can be really difficult. And you saw just how much work Yomps was doing compared to Showstopper as the lone soldier really struggling. But they were doing a good job in that first round of killing Habib a lot, but he tightened up his positioning a little bit in the second round, and there was no hope. So let's see if they can do better in the second.
I mean, yeah it's I hate to see Froyo just absolutely just roll over enemies like this in grand final. I was hoping to see such a good grand final. I mean, you can take this rest of this mid-X done.
Yeah, Patty kind of getting behind already. Yite and Showstopper combining. They do get the kill on Habib. Cookie Jake into some trouble now. Yite has to find this kill though. Banny's there, gonna chase him off. The rest of the fights are going 100 Beast way. Banny will get shoved back a little bit here. He still wants to fight though. Trying to take bot mode on by himself. They're back in corner. Banny, you can almost hear him shouting his teammates forward, but the Beasts do have the overcharge.
I mean, Patty's still caught in the back line here this entire time, finally getting taken by a very, very late death. Showstopper actually opting to spawn on Sniper. Showstopper, very good, still a great sniper. I mean, he's definitely gonna be definitely slowing down Froyo here as he's about to take his shot onto Bats here. Let's see what they already know about him. He took his first shot to Habib and did not hit it.
Froyotech do have their Uber charge now, so just kind of waiting for the right moment. Banny is running around the corner here, getting a flash on Yomps as well, who's going in for a Showstopper. Will kind of be able to surf that over to the health pack. Yomps the first one down in this exchange. Banny pushing forward, will find Jay. Patty has the high ground over on Cliffs. Eric pushing forward, Habib as well. They've gotten Ash to try to get the kill on 404 as well. Seems just an eventuality as Eric gets the melee kill. Yike going down, Showstopper going down. That is a wipe.
It looked good for Hunter B at first. They could 100% are still in this game. I mean, it's just, I'm sorry, the banter's just so good right now for Showstopper. But the sniper has to come up more. I mean, not hitting anything there in an even Uber situation, you have to be able to at least body shot people to do some damage. And here comes the pyro out of to break the forward hold. It's not gonna go good. They are gonna find, with a reflector rocket, gonna find the soldiers of Froyotech here. But it doesn't matter because 404 is already back into spawn. It's a good start though, good start.
Yeah, Habib gets a couple stickies out on spawn, but they're not going to follow those shenanigans. I'm going to start to try to push out here. 404 with about 60%. Going on the concrete here.
Yeah, it looks like Cookie Jake going to get forced here by Yike. Going to hit him with a nice meat shot in the back. Pretty much do 140 damage and very scary. Benny is going to find a kill onto Ash though. They are going to have a pretty huge ad here. I just want to see if they can find this kill onto Eric, but Patty's going to fall or find Show in the back line. Jay trying to get out and barely gets out.
Wow, wow, that was so close.
Just got out by the skin of his teeth. And again, these are the situations where Froyotech is just bullying them back into the spawn and slowly building their Uber. It's already at a 50% ad. It's slowly dwindling away from 100 beasts here. They're now finally finding their footing out of the spawn and instantly getting forced to Patty. Only one rock, not even hitting. That was such a weird pop there from Forfeit. He didn't even get hit by the rocket, just instantly popped. And they backed up, didn't even try to milk it there. But he's going to find Show. They're going a little bit more deep than I would like to see here. They are going to find the frag sword, but this longer spawn wave is going to hurt 100 beasts in the long run. If they find Banny here, it might not be too bad, but anyway, they're not. Cookie, Jake, and Eric already about to spawn with bot mode, and Jay still down for another 5 seconds.
Yeah, Yomps was threatening with Habib and Patty all around, but they're going to wait for the heals here. Clock's just about even here with the Beast in control of point. They have a bit of an Uber ad here, but Froyotech trying to push the tempo. Eric engaging with Ash behind the rocks. Patty pushing forward for a split second there. Jake taking a little bit of errant spam. He's just going to keep healing people up, though, staying back as Ash and Yite have gotten killed. The Beast have to back up towards spawn. Yomps is in there on top of 404, throwing him around, throws him right over to Eric. 404 taken out.
Great play. That's what I was telling you. That Froyotech is not afraid to go into the other team's spawn. They have a play where they use their ad to walk in and wipe your team, even though it's not even really optimal to do that. But a crazy DM fight on the flank there. Habib's just going to shoot a random pipe across the map and somehow hit it like he usually does. That's just normal for him, I guess. Anyway, 100 Beast has to find their footing here. They have to find this round here to at least get a round on the board in the grand finals. 100 Beast here, gonna get Ubered on here. Froyotech gonna come right into their throats here with this Uber coming out of Eric. And they are gonna find 1 kill with it on the Ash, so Patty's gonna trade it out though. And they're gonna also find Showstopper here shortly. They're gonna get trade out for Habib, so not the best situation for Frey right now, as Jay's gonna find 2. Benny gonna trade it out for Yite, but it doesn't matter because the number is greatly in favor of 100 Beast here. And this is their chance to run down the clock and really get that momentum. Cookie Jake has to wait another 20 seconds to get this Uber. They also potentially have to run a sack, also have to potentially take a worse Uber into 100 Beast. As long as they can stay their ground and try to just win the spam war and force that Uber out of Connor before it's too late, that's just going to look really, really good for them. Oh, but it doesn't matter. They're just going to go right into them with this Uber, and Cookie Jake is already out. They are going to find Bottle, but Cookie Jake saw it a mile away and is already safe into the spawn. Very high risk, high reward play, and it's going to go in favor of Froyo. It doesn't matter the kills because Cookie Jake still has his Uber, but 404 is, building quite fast.
Yeah, Cookie Jake will be able to get this here. Some space has been created, but in terms of the game theory meta when it comes to Uber charges, maybe not the best exchanges there. And Froyo, yeah, certainly pushing forward. Oh, Habib gets taken out. He got a little aggressive there. Not necessarily backed up. Yite got the pick there. Patty goes down as well. Clock is taking the Beast. Look like they're in a good spot here for Jake. Comes flying around. The Uber charge has been popped out now.
Yite won this for them.
Oh, yeah. Yomps gets the kill on Ash. Banny, Eric pushing forward. The round is not over yet, but 404 does have 90% here. Players spawning right now.
This is going to be extremely hard for 100 Beast. They have to go with bot mode with this Uber to stop the point while the spawners are coming. Here they go. Bot mode jumping right in. Going to get right onto the point. Almost just now gets on it. It's double overtime for both teams right now. Eric getting caught in the back line. Yomps and Banny are going to find 2 crucial kills of their own. And how it was looking so good for 100 Beast. They threw it all away as soon as they got... Okay, now we have a lot of downtime because it doesn't really matter at this point. As soon as they had that 40 ad, they used it to go into Cookie Jake. He was already in their spawn, wasn't able to find anything there. What really, really worried me about the situation is that Yite was able to get 2 clean kills and they forced Cookie Jake, but they lost 4 for it. They had to refight in such a terrible situation coming back from their own side of the mid, and that Uber just wasn't able to catch much since they had to Uber from their main.
Yeah, Froyotech pounding right now. 3-0 up on the second map of the night, but coming into this with a 1-map advantage, so they can just put it away with 1 more round. He's certainly in a tough spot, but we'll have to see what they can get done here. Jay waiting to jump forward. He's going to skip off that rock. Yomps has gone behind on the other side. Jay's going to get shut down and killed. Meanwhile, Yomps coming from back from behind. He's controlling China now. Going for another jump around. He will get kind of at least dealt with, but the Beasts are just like... They're just getting pincered now. Pressure from every direction. Banny and bot mode trade that's still in Froyo's favor. A lot of weak players for Froyotech, but they still play confidently. Jay Goes high, but doesn't really go in.
I don't know if Froyo, I mean, I know they capped. I don't know if 100 Beast has really taken a mid and convincingly held it. I mean,
yeah.
Here comes the Uber. They're going to drop a beat. This is the only glory that's in this Uber right now for 100 Beast. They could find Yams here. They're going to chase him on the flank. I agree with this chase here, but they need to kill him faster than how they already are. But oh my god, Ash is not missing right now. That was incredible. Eric going to take a 2v1 and lose it to Yite and Jay on the flank. And this is a really good refight from 100 Beast. I've been in these situations before, literally yesterday, to come from a 0-4 deficit. It is 100% possible for 100 Beast, especially on a map like Viaduct, to bring it back.
Yeah, certainly anything is possible. But one round at a time is how they're going to have to do it here. Froyotech pushing forward, trying to get a 404, who's got 70%, and they've killed 3 people already. Habib should be able to get the kill on Yite as well. That's 4 bot mode.
Disaster.
He pushed back hard.
He's dead too.
404 completely out. Yeah. He's just kill by in there.
I don't even know how that forward hold went sour so fast. I mean, you went from finally getting the footing onto the forward hold to literally dropping 3. But oh, here comes the Froyo specialty Uber. They're literally pushing off 5 ad. This is a 5 ad last push. Oh,
99%.
5 ad. They went in with 5 ad, and they killed him at 99. 5 ad, and it worked. That's the thing I was telling you. The Froyotech, the specialty push with 5 ad, it works. They practice that to a core. Everyone knows what their play is in that book every single time, and it works every single time because you don't expect it.
Yeah, certainly well played by them, and you know, shooting the Beast's chances in the foot a little bit further. Here comes Patty as well, trying to get a kill on 404. 404 kind of bounced over the fence there. Lucky dodging from him. Jay will go down. There goes Yite and Ash as well. Bot mode back by Cliff with Showstopper and 404. Bot mode kind of, yeah, no, he will be able to get back safely.
I mean, it's looking tight for the boys in red right now. I mean, the Beasts, I was hoping for so much more from them. I know what these players are capable of, and this does not show, you know, their true potential as a team. They've had better showings in this, but they're definitely down, but they're not out. They have a mountain to climb, but it's not possible. Hopefully Bombo doesn't get dead on by these stickies here. The Uber exchange is going to come out from the side of both teams here. Yam's big bomb, but he's going to fade out. Jay's going to get destroyed by Ash or Yam's here, but is instantly going to trade him out. Yam's hitting and Jay trading out beautiful shots off of each other. Habib's going to find that kill, putting the number ad into Froyotech's favor. Yite is taking a very risky 1v1 with Banny. Habib not shutting him out, but Yite was able to live just barely. 4-4 is going to hour him up. Ash catching a big pipe from Habib there. Habib is doing so much in these transitions and DM fights with no Uber, just hitting them for so much damage and slowing them down. But the fight still is not ending here. Patty is going to get body shot by Jay on Sniper. Here goes Patty, getting ready to go deep onto the Sniper. Yamson, Habib are going to find frags of their own.
Bomb in on Cookie Jake, though. Showstopper will find that. So bot mode and 404 surviving. 404 now going to have a huge Uber charge advantage here. But Froyotech just 20 seconds on the clock, so this uphill battle, you know, almost as uphill as it can get for 100 Beasts.
Habib in a cheeky spot right now, hiding above main. He's the only person for holding, and he fed. But it's okay, though. Ooh, but never mind. They're going to find Yams on 2. Patty going in. 4-4, huge milk. He is going to force the Uber, though, but they didn't get on the point side. They do. Bombo put his pinky toe on the point and started capping it in time. He's going to take the fight with Banny. Showstopper's going to clean him up, but he's going to fall to the trade. They are going to wait for their spawners here. So I want to see how 100 Beast is finally able to find their footing on a hold here.
Yeah, it's going to be rough, though. They got 2 minutes to hold here. It's going to be desperation. Can't give it up once to Froyotech. Froyotech will have an Uber charge here as well. But all map, it seems like they've just been dominating off Uber fights as well. So they're just going to start trying to take position here when they were already at just like 70%. Getting players out here.
Yeah, I mean, Ubers are... 4-4 still has a slight disab. I know Froyotech acknowledges this because they're already about to Uber and around the corner. 4-4 is already in position to leave. Huge bow to save bot mode's life. Banny is still trying to commit for this frag. He wants bot mode dead. He is going to find that kill. Connor is going to die in the post Uber, though. Habib is going deep. Both the soldiers from Froyotech. Beautiful fade out from Patty there to draw the eyes on for Yams to get the force there. They are going to Uber here, but the cap is not going to go through. No. They went away right away to stop that cap. And 100 Beast, their awareness is on right now. They have so much cap time, though. This is a really scary part. Having this much cap time on the point, they have to stand on it now to try and slowly revert the cap time. But again, if they lose any level of footing, Froyo just edges the point, and Froyo has to re-engage with them.
Yeah, that's not really where you want to be as the defensive team. Yom pressuring forward here, Patty as well. Banny just trying to get on the point, trying to just put it out. But gets a lot of damage on bot mode. Maybe can enable his teammates. Eric, Habib going down. Patty fighting. He can't kill on bot mode. Yoms is here. He gets some. Cookie Jake's still up with 45%, but 404 and several other members of Beast surviving for now.
This is a situation that 100 Beasts needs to win. They are in their fight or flight. 404, Uber in hand.
Yeah,
Banny.
30 seconds on the clock. Banny still pushing forward. Habib on the ramp. They're Ubering in to try to get some kills here. Ash pushing forward. Yeah, having to feel like he's defending the point. The Beasts are just spread out, though. They feel like they can't really get in with that Uber charge. Now they're going to have to defend against one. Yom's right by Rock. Gets an opening shot on Yai, who's extremely low. 404 behind it. He's going to get cleaned up here. Banny leading his damn J on heavy. He gets gunned down.
Wait a sec.
In. Still putting up a sliver of hope, but it's only going to last for so long. Banny, he gets the last kill. Only fitting. There you are. 4-0 for Froyotech on our second map. Froyotech killing it and taking their crown as the Season 2 RGL Traditional Sixes Invite Champions.
That was not the series I expected in the least coming out of these players. I am quite shocked that not a round was taken in this grand final from 100 Beasts, playing as good as they had the entire season. You know, beating Froyo in the past, also playing very, very exceptionally well the entire season, coming all the way to the grand finals and getting 9-0'd. I know that's not the ending that should have happened, but fair play to Froyo. I mean, best team in the world. I don't think anyone bats an eye at that, and tonight really proves that against these top caliber players, if they're able to shut them out and make it not look close, it really shows you, like, they've done it against Seven. They've done it against, North. They've done it against, Australia's, but they are the best in the world. They've had multiple iterations of the roster with the best in the world. Banny has been the core. You can pretty much welcome Habib in that core as well. Being with Banny for over almost, I believe, going on 3 years now. Yams, finally, pretty much slating as one of the best soldiers in the world. Eric, this is truly, and Patty even coming back in for round 2 at Froyo. Won a world, I believe 2 world championships with him. Going, I think the one in the Sweetland one. I don't know it was a community land, but you still had some pretty good talent there. Yeah. And obviously, our Rewind 1, Patty, showed off some pocket there. But again, fair play to Froyo, absolutely incredible.
Lads, I had the opportunity while you guys were casting to take a look at the logs. Banny went 42-12 over those 4 rounds. Ooh. This man, some people might even take him for granted. He's seemed a little frustrated the last couple scrims, had some ping issues, been a little frustrated with Habib at times. He showed us tonight why he's the greatest TF2 player to ever play. I mean, that was just an unbelievable performance by Banny, and the whole team really, as Sam last said. And I don't know, I really expected more on Granary in particular. Viaduct, they just looked really uncomfortable with the map, to be honest. Like, I know that Jay is probably the best soldier on 100B, definitely the best sniper on 100B, but him playing soldier that map didn't feel like, oh, we have a secret strategy up our sleeve. It felt like we need to figure out something to work on this map. And it just felt like they were getting out-aggressed. The soldier bombs from Froyo were demolishing them. Habib was getting by super aggressive unscathed. Froyo's forward holds were working better. They were keeping their medic alive more. Their Ubers were better. Just every facet of the game just gradually went Froyo's way. And yeah, 100B might have not lived up to what some people are hoping, but I also do think that Froyo showed another level than the way they've been playing recently.
Yeah.
I think the Banny and Habib combo in particular, they had just perfect synergy today, and it really showed.
Yeah, I want to know more about it. I'm gonna see. Would you guys be interested in a little interview with the winners? You know, see where their heads at, see what they think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get Banny in here. Certainly, just a strong performance from the whole team. You know, Banny as the team captain, you know, he's been the most successful team captain, most successful player. And you have to feel like tonight, you know, he really just kind of enabled his teammates, you know, got them, you know, playing their best. Patty was just doing fantastic all over the place. I think that there was a clip that got made on the Twitch of Patty just hitting sick air shot combo on a scout when he was just crushing on Granary. So they were just bringing, you know, everything. Eric, a strong performance. Yomp's just doing his thing, but yeah, Habib and Banny, you know, both just such a cornerstone of this team. Banny really turning it on tonight, taking the situation in his own hands and, you know, washing his hands of 100 Beasts, basically, right? You know, just getting it done.
Yeah, and I don't know if y'all follow Counter-Strike, but for the last couple years, particularly in 2018, we were living in, or was it 2019? Whatever. We were living in what was known as the Astralis era, you know? And some people thought it was a little boring, you know, seeing one team dominate over and over again. But a lot of other people could appreciate their greatness, could see just how tactically refined they were, how much chemistry they had with one another. And, you know, sometimes you just have to give it up to a performance like that, even if the games don't end up being close.
Coach.
Yeah, certainly. And indeed, speaking of some ballin' players that had a great performance, we got a pair of Froyotech players in here. We got Banny and Patty. Say hello, Banny.
Yo.
And Patty, how you guys doing?
Pretty good. Feeling good after that win.
Trader.
Awesome. Banny, immediate response for being the Season 2 champion of Invite?
Oh, just really happy. Our team played amazing. Yeah, just feeling good.
Any special preparation? I want to ask this. Any special, like, you know, preparation for a 9-0? It's not too often. I've seen a couple grand finals, you know, in my time of in Invite, and, you know, seeing playoffs happen, playing in them, seeing them. 9-0 or, you know, 10-0 doesn't happen, you know, very, very often. Was there anything different that you guys played? Obviously, you know, with the Patty pickup for playoffs. Oh, Trader. But I just want to know what were the thoughts with, you know, going into it?
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, we did have a roster change, and I think it's just been an ongoing process of refining our play. Patty's been, you know, very proactive with trying to try new things and adjust his style to fit in perfectly, and the rest of us as well playing around that. We did, you know, just the standard preparation for the most part. At this point, you know, we have a lot of experience. We know we can handle the high pressure situations, and we all believe in each other. We're very confident, so we just did what we needed to, but no more, and it worked out.
Awesome. Kind of on that note, question for Patty. You know, had a chance to talk with you many years ago at at Insomnia. I think that was your first LAN with Froyotech, at least. Got a chance to speak with you again when you won Rewind with Froyotech, and now getting a chance to speak with you once again as you've joined Froyotech. And that's what I wanted to ask you was, this was kind of a late season join. What was the process? You know, I know that, you know, over the years when I've had conversations with you, you've had a very professional mindset to the game. So what was it like, you know, settling in with this Froyotech team, and, you know, maybe some quick thoughts on your performance tonight?
Well, I mean, ultimately, you know, the decision to join was, you know, I mean, Froyo needed a player, and, you know, frankly speaking, I was with my son here, Sandblast, and I was pocketing for them, and I helped them get to playoffs, and I was happy with that. But ultimately, you know, I think in my mind, King's Crew, or Ford now, was just, it's a hard offer to pass up, and I just felt like it was time for me to, you know, bring what I brought in other lands and other seasons to this season for Froyo again. But yeah, it felt good. You know, I feel like I've integrated well again. I mean, the team's very different from when I played on it, you know, but ultimately, it's still that high caliber, ultimate gameplay. So, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we're also joined here by Habib. How you doing, Habib?
Yo, what's up?
We're just chilling and enjoying some fantastic TF2. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank
What are
you,
your
thank you.
immediate feelings? What's your thoughts on this season?
My thoughts on this season. I mean, it started off a little bit difficult. We had a little bit of obstacles, but we put in the work as we always do. We go to the mountains right in the time of playoffs, and we receive all the energy we need to slay out the opponents.
Excellent.
So I have a couple questions going map by map based on the picks and how it turned out. First of all, to anyone who wants to answer, I was wondering how you guys felt about 100B's performance on Granary, because they had previously played you guys a lot closer on that map, and it was obviously their pick going in. Were you expecting it to be a little closer? Were you worried at all about Granary, knowing that that's one of their better maps, or did you expect something like this to happen?
Well, I mean, we beat them on it a week ago. We played pretty well. They changed almost nothing, and I don't know what this idea is they have that they're going to beat us on that map. They're living in 2015 or something. Showstopper needs to get out of the glory days and come back to the present, because that's not going to be an easy win by any means. I don't know.
A spicy answer. And on a related note, on Viaduct, some of us were a bit surprised to see you guys pick that map, knowing that neither of your teams play it particularly often. I was thinking it might be a punish on 100B, thinking that they play it even less often than you and weren't comfortable on the map. Was that your general thought process, that you thought 100B weren't practicing their Viaducts?
Basically, it's been one of their permaban maps, but after we rolled them on Sunshine, they had to permaban that, so we got them basically on the ropes. Whatever they choose, they lose.
Interesting, strong words. And actually, related to that, I had a question for Banny and Habib in particular. The two of you, have had some difficult scrims against Sandblast's team over here recently. A lot of ping issues for Banny, trying to work out the kinks with new players. But it seemed like the two of you, your chemistry really, reset back to the way we always know it, today. The two of you, you had great Ubers on Granary. Both of you just seemed to be playing out of your mind on Viaduct. Do you think that there was anything particular about that? Do you think it was just, people turning it on whenever you get to grand finals? What enabled you guys to really reach that classic Banny Habib Froyo form?
Well, we've been working on it a lot.
Yeah.
You can explain, Habib.
I mean, the scrims, they give us all the results we need to make sure, what we try to push our boundaries in the scrims and stuff. Some things mess her up here and there. Banny and I, we get into our little arguments here and there, But at the end of the day, because Banny and I are so good at assertively reaching equilibrium and creating positive synergy, at the end of the day, in the match, mans are gonna get clapped straight up. I always know what he's doing. It's all about getting on the same page. That's the most important thing.
Which reminds me of another interesting tidbit, is that 100B never practiced against us, so I think that probably contributed to them.
That was not
being
a good
completely
idea.
Unprepared for
They should really,
what level we can play at.
They did not scrim us a single time the entire season. A Neil clap.
Yeah, you got to test yourself against the best if you ever want to be able to beat the best, right?
Exactly.
I do have a question for Patty here. Obviously you had your stints with Froyotech in the past. You've won world championships with them. You've had your fair share of invite first place medals. Did you have to change much to get back into form, especially on Roamer?
Not too much. I mean, I just had to, I haven't played the class in a long time, and the game's changed a lot since, I played Roamer at I-Series. So I had to do a little bit of personal rethinking of the role, but ultimately, I mean, the old chemistry's still there between me, Banny, and Habib. I feel like after a little while, things just started to click. We all know what we like to do. I mean, and it was mainly just maybe getting more used to Yomps and Eric, kind of figuring out their tendencies. But once that was, it was a matter of time, and then once I figured that out, things just sort of clicked and seemed really fluid.
Yeah, the last time the three of us played together was season 23 of ESCA, or Rewind 1, which was 2016, early 2017. And the three of us have only gotten even better individually And so then all we had to do really is just sync up our like play styles, and it just ended up working out so well. Like Patty actually put in the work. He was playing such incredible mind games. I didn't even get touched. They were just all looking at him. It's perfect.
I had a question about next season of RGL. I'm sorry. I noticed that a bit of an interesting team is forming with some really strong DMers like Laz and Slemnish. I was watching. I forgot if it was Yamps or Habib's stream the other day, but you were talking about how you really want a challenge, how you really want the best teams to form in order to keep yourselves at as high a level as possible. Are you guys looking forward to playing that team? Do you think that they're going to be your biggest challenge next season?
Well, I was told that they were a Pug Scrim team, so they might not actually be a thing.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
But
I don't know
I
if they're
told them, I
legit.
begged them, I told them to be a real team because they actually gave us some challenge.
Yeah, bring it on. But it's a tale as old as time. Some team shows promise early on. They peak in week 1, and then we peak in grand finals, and they get rolled. So it's on them to step up. We're not afraid.
What?
Maybe to phrase the question in a general way, I also Mustard like sort of stole my question. I had this like fantastic setup that I'm still gonna use. Damn it!
Sorry, buddy.
That's all right. So many moons ago, Patty, basically cut a promo on Twitter, And I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I sort of forget the details. I don't know what it really was. We'll just move on. But it definitely made me think of wrestling. And you guys are the champions. And so I want to know. Like is there anybody out there? We did mention that potential one team. So maybe we'll sort of shift the question to other teams that you do want to shout out that did put in a good performance in this RGL invite, or an individual player that you think is on the up, that maybe you're wondering in the back of your head if he's gonna like show up out of the corner with a chair and hit you in the back. Who's the next up and comer that people might need to watch out for in season 3.
Well, this season, I mean, you honestly gotta look at it and say, if we're just being honest, it was a great season. There was an amazing playoff race. I was excited to see a lot of the teams. I think a lot of them, were particularly seeking to make it to LAN and all that. Unfortunately, other things happened out of our control.
Yeah.
Hopefully season 3 will, keep that, going. But I mean, even down to like some of the bottom teams like Mad Lux, they were a strong team. They had some close matches. And Ford was probably my favorite team to watch, that big comeback throughout the season to qualify for playoffs. And then, coming so close yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Mustard or Sandblast, you guys got any final questions for our guests here?
No, I think I'm pretty much good. I just want to say congratulations, and it was not a close match, but it is always fun for a TF2er like me to see really high level gameplay, and I got to see that tonight, so thank you for that.
Yeah, one more for Patty though. You coming home?
Daddy's got to make money for the house, son. Daddy's gotta pay the bills. Daddy's got to pay the bills.
He went out for milk, and he's never coming back.
You gotta take care of your mother, all right? Take care of her.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I'm gonna run down the Froyo boys real quick. Give everybody a quick opportunity for some shout outs because you guys are the champions. We appreciate you guys joining us here for this interview as well. Banny, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to you guys for running the league over at RGL, getting the cast together. They were great for the playoffs, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to next season. And I love my team.
Excellent.
Oh,
Habib,
Yo, what's up?
you got some final words for us, my friend?
Yo, GG. And thanks for casting the match and everything. Shout outs to everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Patty, how about you, my friend?
Big Mac or steak?
Was it a question or a shout out?
That's a statement.
What's the code?
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that is going to do us tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. You guys were a wonderful crowd. Before we wrap things up, I want to give a quick shout out to the RGL other seasons that are going on, the other formats. Prolander Season 8 registration is open starting April 20th. If you don't have anything else going on that day, it's going to be free for all divisions. Should be a fantastic season. And of course, check out on the website for more news about Season 3 of Traditional Sixes. I know everybody here is hyped for it. Huge shout out to our producer, Dolphin, who's been helping throughout the playoffs, doing a great job. Huge shout out to my co-casters, Mustard Overlord and Sandblast. Sorry, we're already doing the outro. No times for shout out. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for watching. I am Eckstein. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out!